Okay, good morning and assalamu alaikum to all of you. I welcome you all once again after a long weekend. So I hope you all are fine and you all are in good health, okay? So I'm going to share my screen with all of you. So please, you should have your pencil, your razor, your workbook and student book with you because we're going to do some work on the workbooks today, okay? So I will explain you this thing a bit. Just wait a minute, please. Let me, okay. So students, as you know that I discussed this thing on Friday. So I'm going to discuss with you one more time. So because some of the students were not clear about it, okay? So I thought why not to share this one with you again and then I'll move on to the proper exercise of these ones. So as I told you that we use to or so with the sentences, those which are the sentences which are the positive statement sentences, okay? So as you see over here, affirmative statements. So affirmative statements are those statements that declare that the sentence is a positive sentence. So we use to or so with the positive sentences. And we use either and neither with the negative statements, with the negative sentences, those which are not the positive ones. So over here, I discuss some of the examples with you. As you see that hammers and scissors are levers, seesaws are levers too. But when you will be using so in this sentence, so you just need to keep in mind we use to at the end of the sentence, but we use so at the start of the sentence, or you can say at the middle of two sentences when we are combining them. So as I told you, hammers and scissors are levers, so are seesaws. So I told you that so will come in the start and the subject will come in the end, whom you're talking about. So as you see that we're talking about seesaws in the second sentence, so we did so are seesaws. Well, I'll explain you a bit more with the help of video as well, so you'll be more clear about it, okay? I speak English. I do too. So, but when we'll be using so, we would say, so do I. Okay, so subject will come in the end and so will come in the middle of the two sentences. And same the case with the negative statements. So the wedge isn't a new invention, the ramp isn't a new invention, but when we'll be using to, either or neither here, so how would we use either here? You see here, the wedge isn't a new invention, the ramp isn't a new invention. Okay? So when we'll be using either here, we would say the wedge isn't a new invention, the ramp isn't a new invention either. But when we'll be using neither, so we will say neither is the ramp. So ramp, whom you're talking about, that subject will come in the last. So he didn't call me, she didn't call either. So when you will be using neither here, you would say he didn't call me, neither did she. So right, when we'll be doing the statements, then you will understand that. So we have done this 120. So I will move on to the 121 page. Aliza Hassan. Yes,
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine.
Can you please ask the students to turn on their cameras, please?
Okay, okay,
And you as well, please, all right?
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, students, you all need to turn on your cameras, please. Students, you all need to switch on your cameras, please. Okay, students, so so we have done this exercise on Friday, I guess. So I'm moving on to the next one. So let me share a video with you. Just wait a minute. Okay, let's do this exercise first and then I'll show you the video, okay? So you can see over here, use of so and to. So I explained here, so and to are used to show agreement with positive statements. Whenever we write a statement and that statement is a positive statement, we use so and to, okay? As you can see, I am happy, I need more money, she will win an award, I watched a movie last night. So these all statements are positive statements. They do not show any negativity, okay? So when we'll be using to and so in these statements, for example, if I ask you to use to, I am happy. But if I ask you to use to make a sentence, you would say, I am happy too. But when I'll ask you to use so in the sentence, so you would say, so am I. As you see that the subject goes in the last and you use so in the start. So am I. I need more money. When we'll be using to in a sentence, we'd say, I need more money too. But when you will say, use so in a sentence, so you would say, so do I. Okay, the subject will go in the end. She will win an award. So when you'll be using to in a sentence, you would say, she will win an award too. But when you will be using so in a sentence, you would say, so will I. So subject will go in the end and helping verb will go after the word so. I watched a movie last night. I watched a movie too. And when you will be using so in a sentence, so you would say so did I, as a sentence is the sentence is in past tense, so you said so did I. Yes, Nurulan, do you have any question? Yes, Nurulan?
Ma'am, what is the page number?
I didn't open any page number yet. I'm just explaining you this concept. Just look at the slide, okay? When I'll ask you to
Okay,
open up
ma'am.
the page, then you
Thank
can
you.
open up the page. Still, there are some of the girls whose video is not on. So kindly please turn on your videos, okay? Okay, students. So let's move on to the next slide and see how to use either and neither, okay? As you see over here, either and neither are used for the negative statements, okay? The sentence should have something which shows the negativity in the statement. As you see in the sentences here, Mary didn't go to the party. So didn't is the word which shows that statement is a negative statement. I wouldn't like to do his job. So you would see that the wouldn't is the word which shows this word shows that the statement is a negative statement. He won't stop talking. So won't shows that the statement is negative. I haven't passed my exams. So haven't is the word which shows that the statement is negative. You shouldn't talk in the movie. So shouldn't is the word which shows that the statement is negative. So when we will be using neither and either in these sentences, how will we use it? So look at the first sentence first. Mary didn't go to the party. Okay. And you have to consider here the second person, what the second person says about it. Okay. So you would say here, for example, first of all, we would like to see with the word either. Okay. Mary didn't go to the party. So we are considering the person two is we. So we'd say we didn't go either. So either goes in the last. But when we'll be making sentence with the word neither, we would say neither did we, because we use the word we, that is a subject, we that goes in the end, and did, as you know, that the sentence is in the past tense. So neither did we. But when I say I wouldn't like to do his job, so when you will be using either in the sentence, so the whole sentence would be the same, but you will just end up your sentence with the word either. I wouldn't like to do it either. But when you would say with neither, you would say neither would Sam. Okay, so Sam is the person who is the second person you are considering here to make the sentence with either and neither. He won't stop talking. So with neither you say neither will they. And because they is the word, they is actually the word, the person two, I mean to say. Okay, so we're considering here they as a person two. So they won't stop either. So either goes in the last and neither comes in the start. I haven't passed my exams. So over here we are considering the second person Jane. So they say neither has Jane. So Jane hasn't passed either. You shouldn't talk in the movie. So when you will be using neither here, you would say neither should you, and you shouldn't talk either. So neither will come in the start and either will go in the end. So students, let me go on to the video. You need to see the video and then you will be clear about it. Let me see, that video is just wait. The video is not showing here. Let me see. Wait a minute, please. Okay. Students, just listen to the video, please. And if any one of you, I'm just playing it. If you're clear, then just don't say anything. But if you're not clear about the video or the sound is not clear, just raise your hand, okay?
2, either, and neither. The major difference between the use of so and to either and neither is that so and to are used with positive sentences, while either and neither are used with negative sentences. Let's start with so and to. So and to are used when we agree to positive sentences. And remember to take note of the word order. Examples: Lily likes ice cream. Clara does too. Or, so does Clara. Her sister can swim. My sister can too. Or, so can my sister. Jason is very polite. Fred is too. Or, so is Fred. Albert has a problem. Peter has too. Or, so has Peter. What have you noticed with these examples? Well, to comes at the end of the sentence right after the auxiliary verb, while so comes at the start of the sentence, before the auxiliary verb. Remember to use the correct auxiliary verb when you use to and so. If the speaker used a modal, then use also a modal. If he used a be verb, use a be verb. If you use an action verb, then make sure that you use the correct tense of the verb as well. Let's try to look at some of the examples one more time. Lily likes ice cream. Clara does too. Or, so does Clara. Her sister can swim. My sister can too. Or, so can my sister. Look at the word order. To comes at the end of the sentence, while so at the beginning. Either and neither. Either and neither are used when we agree to a negative sentence. Take note also of the word order. Examples: They don't like waking up early. I don't either. Or, neither do I. Mrs. Davis won't attend the meeting. Mrs. Johnson won't either. Or, neither would Mr. Johnson. Claire is not a good dancer. Alice isn't either. Or, neither is Alice. She hasn't finished the test. I haven't either. Or, neither have I. Either comes at the end of the sentence, after the negative verbs, while neither comes at the start of the sentence, before the verbs which aren't in their negatives. Let's look at the samples one more time. They don't like waking up early. I don't either. Or neither do I. Mrs. Davis won't attend the meeting. Mr. Johnson won't either. Or, neither would Mr. Johnson. Notice that either comes at the end of the sentences after the negative verbs don't and won't, while neither is at the beginning of the sentences before the auxiliary verbs do and would. Notice that the verbs aren't in their negatives. For our exercise, respond or agree to the following sentences using so, to, either, and neither. The first one: I can't sleep without a blanket.
I can't sleep without a blanket. I can't neither. I can't either. or neither can I. Ma'am, I cannot hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Abigail? Okay, let me ask Arich. Arich, beta, you tell me now. I can't sleep without a blanket. Is it a positive statement or a negative statement? Yes, Arich? Yes, Huria, beta?
Ma'am, first of all, it's a negative statement.
Yes, it's a negative statement. That means you will be using either and neither here. So
Ma'am?
if I ask you to use either in this sentence, how would you say either? How would you use either in this sentence here? Yes, Abigail?
I can't either.
Okay. And if I ask you to use neither here, how would you say it?
Neither can I.
Okay, thank you. So let me play it and see, is it the same which she said or not?
The answers are I can't either, or neither can I.
Very good, Abigail. Okay, next sentence is,
The second one, I wanted to lose weight.
okay, I wanted to lose weight. So I wanted to lose weight is a positive statement or negative statement? Yes, who will tell me? Just let me ask. Heba. Heba, beta, you tell me, please.
It's a positive statement.
Yes, it's a positive statement. So if I ask you to use to and so here, so how would you use to and so in this statement? I wanted to lose weight.
So I wanted
Okay,
I
and
wanted to lose weight too.
okay, that's fine. Let me see what she says.
The answers are so do I, or I do too. The third one, I have.
So the answers are so do I and I do too. As you see that the sentence says I wanted to lose weight. So when we will be using to, so you will be using I wanted to lose weight too. So it's up to you the way you use it. Okay. So she's making it a simple one. So that's why she used it this way. So I haven't had breakfast. So when you'll be using, of course, as you see from the sentence, it explains that the sentence is a negative statement sentence. So how you will be using either and neither here? So have a look, please.
Haven't had breakfast. The answers are I haven't either, or neither have I. The fourth one, I can finish all this work in less than an hour. The answers are so can I, or I can too. The last one, we were eating when we heard the news. The answers are so were we, or we were too. Did you get them right?
Okay, students. So you see from here that these are some of the sentences. Some of the sentences were the positive statements and some of the sentences were the negative statements, right? So this is how we use neither, either, so, and to. So come to page number. Now these are the auxiliary verbs. I just wanted to tell you these are the auxiliary verbs as this lady mentioned in the video about the auxiliary verbs, right? So let me tell you the auxiliary verbs. So auxiliary verbs are basically the main verbs, or we can call them the helping verbs as well. So that action happened, and those verbs actually show that those things happen in the past, in the present, or will happen in the future. As you see that am, is, are, was, were, being, been, be. So these all haven't, hadn't, have, has, had, were, was. So these could, can, these all are the auxiliary verbs. And these all verbs show, for example, when we talk about am, I'm sick, I'm well. So they're talking about the present. When we say was and were, it shows something about the past. So these all are the auxiliary verbs which actually show that the sentence is a past tense sentence, a present tense sentence, or a future tense sentence. Okay, so 3 participants raise their hands. I don't know. Yes, Aizad Nan. Do you have any question, Aiza?
No, ma'am, I raised my hand for the video when you were asking questions.
Okay, fine. So students, now come to the next slide. So please come to page number 121 of your workbook. 121 of your workbook, and write down today's day, date, and classwork, please. Day, date, and classwork, please. Today is 21st of December 2020, and the day is Monday. Okay, so C part is circle the correct answer. So you see over here, a hammer is a lever, a bottle opener is two. So both are levers? Yes, they are. So please mark it true. Okay, so you need to it's true, okay? So a screw is not a new invention. A wedge isn't either. Is it true or false? It's true. Okay. A light bulb uses wheel and axle. So does a train. So what do you think? Light bulb uses wheel and axle? So does a train. They both need wheel and axle. Who will tell me? Is it true or false? Yes, Sundas? Yes, Sundas beta?
No, false, ma'am.
It's false? What do you think?
Ma'am, it's false.
It's false.
A light bulb does not use a wheel and axle. A train does.
When we turn the switch, you know, when we turn the bulb inside this, when we turn it around to fix it where we would like to, don't you think that the wheel and axle is used? Because wheel and axle is somehow used in every single thing nowadays. So what do you think? Look at this bulb here. When we fix this bulb inside the place where we want to, So we don't use wheel and axle. What do you think? Anybody else?
We do use.
We do use or not? Yes, we do. So it's true, right?
We
This statement is true. Okay, levers don't help us lift heavy objects, neither do ramps. So is it true or false? Yes, Ishal Zishan?
Mama, I want to say that our time is over.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine, thank you. So levers don't help us lift heavy objects, neither do ramps. So this statement is false. Okay, so class, that's all for today. I will see you in the next class, inshallah. So we'll be doing proper exercise of so, to, either, and neither. Okay. Meanwhile, I think the time is over. So I will see you in the next class, inshallah. Okay. Take good care of yourself. See you then. Bye-bye.